Oh my goodness, the Coyotes finally found offense, finally get another win, scored some goals, clicked on the special teams. It's all starting to come together. We'll talk about all of it, but thank you all so much for tuning into the PHNX Coyotes Postgame Show. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Leave us a 5-star review. I'm Leah here with Jason Demers once again. Jacob's behind the mat. Craig's calling in from St. Louis in just a little bit. PD, who knows what he's doing, but he'll be back this weekend. But JD, it all starting to come together. Thank God we needed a game like this after Tuesday's snooze fest against the Islanders.
It's all coming together like Shady Rays puts together a great sunglass. And here I am with Shady Rays blocking out the sun. No. It's a great win tonight. And great bounce back win by the Coyotes, showing that's a maturity win that you like to see. End of a road trip. You know, it was a bad game against the Islanders. There's no way to mince words on that one. It was bad from top to bottom, but tonight was a great bounce back. And like I said, they showed a lot of maturity and they won the special teams battle, which was a beautiful thing.
Yep. There's a lot for us to get into, so let's just look big picture off the top, and then we can start to dive deeper into all of these things. And we'll start with the numbers. Obviously, a 6-2 win. Just to see the number 6 on the Coyote side is huge after just a complete lack of offense the last 3 games. Coyotes completely outshot the Blues 42-26. If anyone in this chat right now was a part of any post-game show last season, you know that you never saw this number on the Coyote side. As you mentioned, special teams were buzzing. Coyotes 3 for 4 on their power play. Blues 0 for 2. Finally, the Coyotes don't allow a penalty or a power play goal against, and they capitalize on their own PP, dominating the faceoff circle, or at least were more successful. I wouldn't call it dominated. And then shot attempts. Coyotes had 69 and the Blues only had 45.
Great number.
So nice. Just an absolute.
I almost threw that in there.
Did you almost write nice in parentheses?
Great number.
But just crazy. Like it's just rare that you get the Yotes to have a complete domination of one side of the stat line, because last year we just saw a lot where like the Coyotes were on the wrong end of all the stats and somehow won the game. This time they were on the right end of all the stats and won the game, which is something you love to see.
Yeah, anytime you can, like I said at the beginning, anytime you win the special teams battle, you're going to have a chance to win every single night in the NHL. You know, the PK looked good when it had to go out there, and the power play looked phenomenal. So, I mean, it's that's... And we kind of were saying the PP2 turned into the PP1 with Maccelli, and he made some great passes, and guys were shooting when he made the pass. And I mean, it's great to see that number of shots on net, and it's just nice to see that response from the team, because Zucker comes out, says they need to shoot more, they need to be more a little less cute. Same thing with Bear, and they kind of go out and execute, and they execute it, and you like to see that they got the message. There were still a little bit of turnovers, some growing pain stuff that we're going to see from this team. But overall, they put pucks to the net and they got bodies to the net. And that's what you want to see out of this Coyotes team, because they got the speed and they got the legs. And if you can kind of just, you don't need to make that 4th or 5th pass. It's great. It feels great to do it when it works. And you feel great and you think you're going to get some Instagram follows and some likes on Twitter. But, 1-2 passes, get it to the net, get the puck back, do the same thing, rinse and repeat. You're going to win more games than you lose.
Yeah, one of the things that we said last game, it was kind of our only takeaway, was that the goaltending's been really solid. Connor Ingram was great again tonight, made a crazy save on a wraparound attempt early in the game. He was extremely solid tonight. So you got to see that finally click with also the Coyotes having offense, which is something we just haven't seen. At least the last 2 games, they had a little bit more offense against New Jersey in that first game. But this kind of just felt like that game where it all kind of came together. And I don't know what it was, but one of the things that Bear did was actually shuffle the lines. So if you weren't familiar with what happened, the lines did get shuffled a bit. So Maccelli moved up to the second line with Cooley and Zucker. Carcone jumped up to the line with Krause and Bukestad, and then Kerfoot slotted down to the fourth line with McBain and O'Brien. And I felt like if it was a feng shui thing or whatever it was, it worked because it clicked. And that's exactly like Bear said, they kind of moved some things around in the third period of the Islanders game. He saw it start to gel, and then we saw it happen tonight, and we thought that worked pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can take advantage of a promotion, it's not quite the doghouse to the penthouse, because you went from the fourth to the third, and then you had a little, maybe Kerfoot had to go from the penthouse down to the doghouse. But I thought every line gelled really well. I thought Kerfoot really complimented that fourth line. He's a very smart veteran player, and I thought Boehner and OB again were physical. Yeah. They were on the forecheck, and Kerfoot's kind of that missing piece for them, a little veteran presence. And I thought Maccelli was great up a line, and same thing with Carcone. It's great to see a guy like Carks, who's kind of been down in the AHL and winning scoring titles down there and wanting a look so bad and then getting it. And last game wasn't the greatest, and he gets a shot, gets a look up on a higher line, produces. So
Carcone kind of reminds me of Connor Garland a little bit, like smaller guy, paid his dues. Feisty, paid his dues in the AHL. Kind of gets his opportunity and fights for
just
fights
a little bit taller than G, baby.
Okay.
Yeah, than G. I love Connor too. He's great. But no, Carks is he had a great game. I thought I thought their transition was great tonight. The Blues weren't at their best either, but anytime a team's not at their best, you gotta capitalize. Gotta capitalize, and they did that in spades. So there was a lot of turnovers that were created by the speed of the Coyotes, and then they capitalized on it. It was great.
Yeah. We do have a super chat, I think, from Roaring Fork. 550, thank you, said, "Well, no one can replace Petey. It's been great having JD fill in over the past few games. I hope he checks in now and then this year. He absolutely will." Thank you for the super chat. And even though Petey's not on the show, he still sent in his scouting report before the game. And I know we used to call this Petey's keys, and we can kind of see how the Coyotes would play based on how many keys they hit. So let's pull up Petey's scouting report, because this is what he had to say. And this we'll get into in a second. Top line offense, Keller and Schmaltz average 1 point per game versus St. Louis in their career. Check. Breakout quick and clean. St. Louis is physical on the forecheck. Get puck by them. Check. And then stop Blues D. Defense is active in the O-zone and off the rush, especially Falk and Krug. So,
I thought they kind of cleaned up most of that. What I wanted to touch on, I thought their breakouts were very clean. They used the middle. I even wrote that in my fancy little notebook after the second period. They used a lot of great, and even on the Schmaltzy goal, that was a great breakout. So, I mean, anytime you can be breaking out quick, and we kind of touched on it yesterday, I feel like the Coyotes, somebody asked me in the chat how the D have been compared to last year, and I thought they make a lot of good outlet passes, and they know when to kind of give the puck up. They sometimes handle a little too much, but they've made good breakout passes, and they've also the other thing I noticed with them was tonight was, taking care of that Blues offense is, they let Connor see the first shot. He made those big saves, and I haven't seen this year at all too many second, third opportunities, which is a great thing to see, because that means they're clearing the front and they're not letting guys get to the net. So I think it was again, so many good things to talk about tonight. Fired up. I almost put the skates on. Go play some men's league tonight. Go hit somebody.
I
love a big win.
Oh my
love
goodness.
It. And I didn't talk about the top one.
Yeah, let's talk about Keller and Schmaltz.
Let's talk about 9-car and 8-car, because geez Louise, are they good in St. Louis? I don't know what's in the water there.
I mean, Keller's hometown, family and friends in attendance. He now has 26 points in 25 career games in St. Louis, and Schmaltz 23 points in 15 career games in St. Louis. And I think you pointed out 12 of those points are just in his last 4.
So 12 and 4. Yeah. It feels a little bit nicer. 12 and 4.
Yeah.
That's wild that they just dominate, and there he is
already. He's been calling in early
today.
Yeah. And good timing too for this conversation. Yep, so Craigie. we can bring him in.
Let's bring Craig Bear in.
Let's bring Craig in. But yeah, the Keller Schmaltz, I mean, at that point, like, just bet them for anytime they're in St. Louis. It's an automatic win.
If I was a betting man,
if you were a betting
I would make a lot of money.
Yeah, you would.
I'd make a lot of money on the Keller Schmaltz in St. Louis.
Hello, Craig. Oh wait, Oh, wait.
Oh, no audio issue.
Yeah, we're good.
It's good?
Craig?
Craig Cat.
Yeah?
Yep, we got you.
JD, man. JD, were all the buses this tight after games on the road when you were playing? Because this is crazy, man.
I was famous for I'm off the ice, especially end of the road trip. It's like 10 minutes on the bus. Let's get the hell out. Let's get to beers on the plane, play some cards, lose some money, win some money, hopefully, and then get home as quick. I'm sure those guys are itching to get home now.
So you were like, oh, I got a guest popping in here, I think. Come on in, Maddie.
Oh, what's up?
It's Maddie McConnell.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's
Hello.
Maddie McConnell on the Power
Cameo.
Hour.
Yeah, look at this. Maddie McConnell jumping in. He can't talk because I got my earbuds in. But, yeah, you know what? We used to call you're like Step was at practices at home. We used to call him Freeway because he was out of there like 5 minutes after practices ended, so we couldn't even talk to him.
Well,
I think it was intentional.
Yeah, Step was more. He was, he's getting out, didn't want to hang with the guys. Practice is where I'd hang around. That's at least a couple hours. But post game, unless you're getting a lift in, which I've seen a couple of these smaller guys in the team, they ain't lifting after the game. So just on the bus, let's go. Let's get home.
Yeah.
Well, Craig,
All right, let's talk a little bit about this one, guys. I mean,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, we were just talking about Keller and Schmaltz when you called in. So if you want to touch on those guys, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I mean, they've been magic for the past couple seasons, obviously, but they get against the Blues, and it seems like it goes up another notch. I tweeted the stats. Keller has 26 points in his last 25 games.
I just read them.
Nick Schmaltz. Yeah, it's absurd what they do, and they were dominant tonight. They were terrific. They were creating plays. Their speed, their skill was just too much for what honestly looks like a really bad Blues blue line. That defensive core is not very strong. But there were contributions up and down this lineup tonight, guys. Let's start in goal with Connor Ingram. 4 games now for the Coyotes. They've gotten 4, not just good, but great performances from their goaltenders. So You're always going to feel good. Yeah, you're always going to feel good as a coaching staff and as a team. That just bleeds out into the team when you've got a guy playing that rock solid. Connor Ingram said, he didn't have to do that much tonight, but I thought that key penalty kill in the second period, I think it was, where he made several big saves. And then that one to the far post where I have no idea how he got the pad.
Ridiculous.
I don't know.
Ridiculous.
That was great. It's a big boy.
Yeah.
So how'd you like the line?
Go ahead.
How'd you like the line shuffling?
Yeah, well, I mean, Michael Carcone took advantage of it. André thought he had a slow start, but then, the Blues cut it to 2-1, and that's a response goal, right? That is so big in that moment. It just takes all of St. Louis's momentum away immediately, and he does it on a really nice play, a speed rush to the outside, then cuts to the net and makes a skill play in front to score. That was a big goal for them, so that's nice to see. It was also nice to see the Coyotes scoring 5-on-5 in this game. They had one 5-on-5 goal coming into this game, but they lit the lamp several times in that area. So a lot of good things in this game, a lot of things to feel good about as they head home now, 2-2 on this road trip, which is really what you're trying to do when you go out on the road, at least play 500 hockey. It sets you up when you get back on home ice.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think we would have all called that a win coming out of this one, for sure. And to build on the things that maybe they struggled with, I think that's a positive too. And that's why I found the line shuffling so interesting and the 5-on-5 production obviously clicking. Who else did you talk to tonight, Craig, besides Bear?
I was Carcone and Connor Ingram, actually. So we just touched on all the guys that we talked to. So
Okay.
It's wild
go ahead.
It's wild that he said he didn't get, he didn't have to do much. I like you said on that power play, I thought he made 5-6 grade A saves where I was but that's what I was talking about before. I think the Coyotes are doing a great job of cleaning up the second and third opportunities, but that goaltending, if I'm in the room as a D-man, I'm guys, no second or third opportunities, no backdoor tap-ins, and these guys are going to save everything that's in front of them. They're giving him a chance to win every night. You love to see that early.
Yeah, and Andres said this to me, a few days ago when I asked him point blank, do you basically consider these guys even now? And he said, absolutely. So this is, you see this when they start a road trip like this, you often see one guy will get 3 games, especially with some of the spacing. They play 2 games each, and I wonder if they're just going to keep rotating. There may come a point when one of these guys gets hot and you got to roll with them, but they're both hot right now. So I don't know how you don't keep just flipping back and forth because it's really working right now.
Craig,
I love the Blair Witch Project going on here.
Christopher said Craig's camera is getting me motion sick.
Is your arm getting tired,
Craig,
Craig?
before the game?
I'm going to bring next road trip. I'm bringing my tripod because I
Yeah,
have no idea
come
how
on.
I'm doing post-game interviews while holding my phone because it is tight. The bus is tight. The bus is leaving in 7 minutes, so that's what we
Okay.
got.
I love it.
Okay, so we'll let you go in just a couple minutes then.
Yeah,
Were there?
go
for it.
No, you go ahead.
I just wanted to know from you if there was any other like big takeaways besides the goaltending, besides obviously Keller and Schmaltz and the 5-on-5 production. Anything else that you're taking away from this heading into Saturday for the home opener?
No, I think that's it. But one of the other things that they obviously talked about, I tweeted that Jason Zucker quote again tonight, is they simply wanted to get more pucks to the net. And you'll hear that a lot. It's a bit of a cliche in this game. Simplify, get pucks to the net. You hear it a lot. But it really meant something after that Islanders game when they just weren't generating anything at all. So they got a lot of shot attempts. They got a lot of shots to the net. And it's not just the shots they were executing. They were playing with better pace tonight. So all of that goes together to create a lot more opportunities. So that was a good sign.
You need to shoot. It's simple and it can be boring at times, but it's the recipe to win. And like the good thing they had today was they had net front presence as well. They had people at the net. I thought Barrett Hayton had an unsung game where he was sitting right at the net, just taking a beating in front, but it paid off with that Durzi goal. But I think overall their net front presence is way better.
I felt badly for Barrett Hayton because he had a lot of looks, but he just couldn't seem to get it going. But you're right. He took an absolute beating tonight. And they talked about that as well before the game, trying to get better net front presence in front of a young but really big goaltender. They felt like they had to get that traffic. And like you said, it worked tonight big time.
Yeah, absolutely. JD even said because at the beginning of the game, like they didn't have that, and he pointed it out to me. And then once we saw that they did have it, it started to get going.
Well, yeah, they had that like first shift in the first where it was like there's 5 of them just rolling in a circle over top. And I think Durzi took like a weak wrister, and I was like, oh, not again. I was like, these guys, I was like, get somebody in front. And then I think it started like Cooley went to the front on one shift. And then it was like everything kind of started to roll, and then you get chances when you go there. You know how it is. You go to the net, the puck's coming there eventually.
Yeah, there are a couple guys that you're still waiting to see get going a little more. I'm sure Lawson Krause is feeling it a little bit because he hasn't gotten on the score sheet at all yet. But it's hard to pick apart many issues in this game tonight. They had a complete effort, and it's a good way to come home. And with that, I'm going to leave you guys because I see everybody going to the bus now. So
all right. All right, Craig. Well, we'll see you Saturday at our Illegal Pete's meetup and then at the game. So looking forward to it. And tomorrow.
Right,
tell Hates to
Javier Gutierrez on.
Yes.
Tell Hates to stay out of the chest. Just put one in for Judas Priest. Just score one already.
Yeah, there were a bunch of those.
He's getting spoon fed by Schmaltz and Kells. He's got to bury one here for me. I need it.
All right. Bye, Craig.
Guys. See ya.
Oh man! All right, everyone, take a Motrin after watching that.
Oh my god! I couldn't even look. I had to look at the bottom. I need some Dramamine. It's like I was on a boat.
We give Craig so much shit because there's always like a glare in his camera, and because he's been so tight on time, I'm like, just use your phone. But I don't know. Yeah, I can't believe he didn't take his tripod. It's crazy. Oh boy. Well, I think it's time we give out our Dog in Him award, and this could have gone to a lot of people, which we'll talk about each of their performance a little bit later, but for me, this one goes to Nick Schmaltz. He's got that desert dog in him. 1 goal, 1 assist tonight. And not only that, he's been phenomenal this season. I think he's been, besides the goaltenders, offensively, he's been the Coyotes' most consistent player in the 4 games that we've seen so far this season. And it was between a lot of different guys, but Nick Schmaltz was just unreal tonight. And he even had more looks than what ended up on the score sheet as well.
A ton. He's been great all year. I like to say the pins are moving his legs. And, when he's healthy, we're talking about when he's healthy, he's him and Kells are 1A, 1B. I think, Kells gets a lot of credit, but I think those two together make a great pairing and they see each other so well on the ice. And I think they have a good thing with those two and Barrett. They kind of just tell Barrett, go to the net, retrieve pucks. And those those two guys make a little magic. So I kind of messaged a couple of them last night and just told them keep going. I think they're playing great.
Yeah.
And it's a nice line to watch, and it's nice to see a little cohesiveness for a first line for the Coyotes for a while. There's been so much platooning and they finally kind of found something. So I hope it sticks together. I hope they stay together. And all these lines tonight were great. So I hope we get to see like 5, 6, 10 games with these lines together, and hopefully they can continue rolling, because it's a big game coming into the Mullet on Saturday. We got the Ducks, so it's going to be a big one.
Yeah, can't wait for that. Lots more to talk about still. There's a lot of individual performances to get to. There's a lot of other things that we want to talk about. But before we do that, again, we missed PD on Monday when it was me, PD, and JD. PD actually made homemade enchiladas that we tried, and they were really, really good. And he made them with Hero tortillas. And you might be thinking, what is Hero?
What is it?
Hero makes sliced breads, buns, and tortillas that are lower in carbs. They're high in protein, 5 to 10 grams per serving, which is awesome. High fiber, low carbs, 0 sugar. Really, really great. So if you want to just enjoy bread and tortillas without, overthinking the carbs, check out Hero. I tried this tortilla. I would never know that they were a low carb tortilla. Phenomenal. So I took home a pack for myself. I can't wait to try it. Gonna make some quesadillas. Yeah, of course.
There you go. Quesadillas.
Yeah,
love
quesadillas.
That. Some tortillas, quesadillas.
Yeah.
Love it.
Maybe some fajitas. Who knows?
Fajitas?
I'm gonna move past that.
Really?
And right now, Hero Bread is offering listeners 10% off their first order. You just go to hero.co and use code PHNX to save on Hero Bread today. That's hero.co to save 10% today. Right now, the Suns crew is taking in the Phoenix Suns in the other room, and it's their last preseason game. Regular season starts next week, and most of the Suns games are going to be airing on Arizona's Family Sports, which is really, really cool. We've kind of had our own experience watching the Coyotes over the air. You can do the same with Arizona's Family Sports. And if you have cable, you can just watch Arizona's Family 3 TV, YouTube TV, check out Channel 44 over the air. But yeah, you can watch a good chunk of Suns games this season on Arizona's Family Sports. So wherever you live in Arizona, visit azfamily.com and click Suns Games for listing information for your area. Great resource to help you find your Phoenix Suns games on Arizona Family Sports. All right, what do you want to get into?
PD in the chat. So
PD is in the chat. I love me some Hero Bread, low carbs with all the taste of bread. PD's literally doing ad reads in the chat.
He is low carbs with all
PD, if you could be in the chat, you could have been here, buddy.
Yeah, come on.
You have time to chat. You have time to break it down with the dynamic duo. We have the PD's puck talk, don't we? We have JD's puck talk, no?
Well, yeah, PD did the graphic. PD actually,
by the way,
unprompted sent us this.
Only one of the two, but I'm really gonna have to fish to get this one through. And we're talking about the Maccelli no look pass. He had 2 of them tonight. PD only had time to edit one of them because he's obviously tweeting to Hero and trying to get free merch, which we love. But
free bread.
What I love seeing about Maccelli, that they flipped the PPs there for a little bit after this goal, and what I love about Maccelli is, if you could back it up, is the way he rounds the corner when he's taking the puck on the flank, and the flank is that spot that he's playing. It's up and down the wall. So when he gets that pass from Välimäki, he's always looking like he's a threat to shoot, and he takes 2 hard strides towards the net, 1 into the middle. So he kind of cuts off that angle from that first forward, and that will always open up, as you can see. The forward that's on him is reaching a stick thinking he's going to shoot. The D-man is thinking that he's going to shoot or put it low. So everybody kind of gets puck focused on him, and Bugey sits right in the perfect hole. That's what she said. We got it. There you go. We got it tonight.
You guys have been saying like PP for power play, and I've tried so hard
to
not lose it over here.
That's child's play though. No, but
Lord.
Bugey finds the perfect lane. There we go. And Maccelli just been finding him. I think it happened like 3 or 4 times on the second on the Zucker goal as well. And the same, he has that same setup. And I think what's great is, if I'm Logan Cooley, I'm watching that and being like, how is he creating space for himself? And how is he creating those looks? And Logan sometimes is a little bit, he's coming towards the puck. So when he's getting it, he doesn't have that speed to get to the net. So he's not really drawing any attackers with him. So I think Maccelli does a great job at just getting that puck, and we kind of say going downhill towards the net. And once you go downhill, you're going to pull people off their line on the power play and the penalty kill, because they're all going to be worrying about him shooting. So they're trying to collapse the net, and that's going to open up those lanes, those seam passes.
Well, especially when he's staring straight at the net. Like, he fools people every time, and you think that maybe they would, like, one of our concerns about Maccelli going into this year, because that you saw what an elite passer he was, that teams might be scouting him differently and say, okay, like, this guy's a huge passer. And obviously, like, we know that Matias Maccelli wants to shoot the puck more, which we did see in preseason. But so far, I mean, his passing is still as elite as we remember it. It's hard. I mean, I don't know how you can look at him looking at the net with it, like, about to shoot and think he's not going to shoot. He's just so skilled at passing, and he had, like, so many other chances to make even better passes tonight.
I knew that was coming. No, but
scold him, Leah.
Got it. To your point, though, like, and I have a weird comparison. I don't even know if it's a weird comparison, because this guy was a righty. I played with him. Maccelli reminds me, especially watching the power play and watching how he plays the power play, ALLCITY. He's got shades of ALLCITY in him, and I don't know why. I just been thinking about him. Like, who does he remind me of? And ALLCITY used to have that same thing. I played power play with him. You know,
not a big deal.
Eons ago, back when Obama was president, I think years ago. And he would just do that same thing. He would just tell me, stand right here. I'm going to draw guys away. I'm going to put that pass right into your wheelhouse. And then you just got to do one thing and shoot the puck. And I didn't score at all, but Bugey did. So that's great. And I think Maccelli's got a great thing going on the power play. I love him. I love him in that spot. I love that power play unit. I think it's a good change up. And, you know, I know Craig said Krause has kind of been trying to find his way, but, you know, he's been at the net playing those dirty minutes, and he kind of does a little bit of everything. So he's going to start, pucks are going to start going in for him. Yeah. Because he just always does the right thing. And especially on that power play, just give it to Maccelli and get out the way.
Yeah, absolutely. And cool to see what can start clicking for Maccelli on that line now with Zucker and Cooley. Because this was really only, I mean, he was on that line at the end of the last game, but this was the first full game on that line. He was on the Bjugstad-Krause line all of preseason, so obviously still needs some time to gel. But, you know, I think we've been crossing our fingers for Logan Cooley's first goal. Maybe it's going to eventually come on a sick dish for Matias Maccelli. But let's spend a couple of minutes on Logan Cooley, because he picks up his 4th assist in 4 games, maintains his point per game status, which we love to see as part of the grand rookie race. But you know, it's still, like, he's still a rookie. He's still 19, still making some mistakes. By no means did he have a bad game, or does he look bad out there. Like, he actually has made some unbelievable plays. He also has kind of mastered the no-look pass. But one thing that you and I were talking about watching it was just the difference between this game and the college game, and kind of how that he can be making more mistakes now, if you want to elaborate on that.
Yeah, I mean, the no-look pass works when you got somebody there. And I feel like he might be seeing the plays developing, but, you know, the difference between college and juniors, you know, a lot of the times some guys won't be in the right place, and those passes will make it through. But in the NHL, you know, you're paid to be in the right spot, and guys are usually typically always in the right spot, because if you're out of position like you saw tonight, pucks go in the net and you lose a game, you know, 6-2. So I think there's a couple times he gets the puck early, and he's so quick. I think he doesn't realize how much time he has yet. And I think they might be kind of telling him, you know, make quick plays, get the puck, move the puck. And I think he has times to hang on to it. And then there's also times where he's got to make the safe play. And that's just learning. That's like game management stuff that and consistency that he's going to learn along the way. This is just all learning curve. Like, I think he had a turnover in the 3rd. He kind of made a nice move, but if he chips that low, they get a 2-on-1 at the net. So he's just kind of figuring out those little nuances of the game. And I think, you know, I hated playing against Jason Zucker, and I wanted to kill him every time he played against him. But I've loved him in this spot with Cooley, and I think he's been a great leader for the guys. Yeah. And everything I've heard from inside the room, he's been great. So that's awesome. I think he's going to kind of teach him a little bit, and hopefully get him to simplify his game a bit. And then, you know, it's one of those things, like, you play 5-on-5 in the NHL. sometimes you got to take your medicine and play simple. And then once you get on the power play, like Maccelli does, and Logan will obviously do, you can get a little bit more creative and start making those no-look plays. But when you're 5-on-5, you want to be counted on as reliable. So sometimes you got to make the ugly, easy play.
Yeah, absolutely. I also, Logan Cooley was on the ice for 15 minutes and 37 seconds, which was about 4 minutes less than we saw the last 3 games. Again, just adjusting to the NHL schedule, kind of some game management from the coaching staff there, but just
and that could be, you never know. Like sometimes I know they might have been they might have been telling him to make some simpler plays, and he wasn't, and he's making some more turnovers, and that's how it happens in the NHL. They'll cut your ice time a little bit and play the guys that are going, and especially on this team, it's kind of going to be a feast or famine. Like if you're going, you're going to get your ice, and if you're not, it might vary game to game. But I think he's got a bright future. He's great. I saw Petey say better than Connor Bedard. I mean, I'm here for it.
Yeah, I mean, I still think he has a chance in the rookie race. 100%. And as Shane just said in the chat, the Avs have 23 shots on goal in the first period. That's against the Blackhawks. So
yeah, the Blackhawks are in.
It is 2-0 currently.
For who?
Avs.
Yeah, I mean, apologies to all the Avs. Sorry, not the Avs fans. The Chicago fans. They don't got a chance.
I don't think.
It's going to be. There's no way. There's not enough Connor Bedard's on that team and Corey Perry's. It's going to be a good team. They're young, but that Avs team is something different for sure. I saw them live in San Jose, and I was like, wow, they're very, very balanced and very dangerous every line. So it's wild.
By the way, if you have not gotten your Logan Cooley shirt at phnxlocker.com.
Zero affiliation with Logan Cooley.
Zero affiliation, but go get it. Rep Logan, support Logan. Grab this shirt right now, phnxlocker.com. If you're a diehard, it's 20% off. If you're not a diehard, you can sign up to be a diehard and get this for free. Amazing shirt. NHL 94 throwback. You love to see it. So make sure you grab this now, because let me tell you, they are flying off the shelves. So get it before it's gone.
I'm getting one myself.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I love that kid. He's a good kid.
Yeah, he's awesome. And honestly, he looks great. It's just, he's 19.
He's young. Yeah.
That was his fourth NHL game.
Hey, listen, if he was, the great thing is that he's not in a Canadian market where, they'll lose their minds over things. Mm-hmm. I feel like you get some smart fans here that know it's going to take time, and it's going to take a little bit of nurturing. And he's on the Zook. He's on the Zook, and he's suckling at the Zook, and Zook's going to take care of him. I tried to put something together there. I don't know if it worked.
I don't know where that went.
I know how that went.
Boy.
All I got was a horrifying image.
Yeah, I'm just going to move on.
That's what we're trying to.
The other comment on that too is, I think of all the coaches too, Coach Tourigny is really well equipped to coach a young player like Logan Cooley. He's coached juniors. He's coached on a national scale. Like he's a player's coach. I feel like he's so well liked in that room, and I think for a young player like Logan Cooley, André Tourigny is the right coach in this situation as well to help have him build confidence, because you can only build confidence by being successful in what you're doing, and just go out every day and not have the pressure. I mean, and honestly, like the Coyotes fans and everyone here in the chat, like when Dylan Guenther got sent down to Tucson, everyone was like, yeah, you know what? That's the right decision. Like everyone was so rational about it.
It was the right decision.
I will say, like the Coyotes fans can be an extremely rational fan base. So
yeah, it was the right decision. Carcone, played his way here, deserves to be here, and
absolutely.
He's showing
showed
it. Shane Easy, this Shane guy.
That's my menace. That's my boyfriend.
Oh, Shane O'Mac.
Shane was one of our producers who decided he's on a cross country tour in Winnipeg.
He's currently living in an RV, and he's in Ohio at the moment. So.
Oh, I got a lot to say about Ohio.
All right. Well, we'll move on from talking about Logan Cooley, and I just want to make sure I shout out the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different Coyotes players who had points tonight. Handful of those guys had 2 points. Maccelli, as we talked about, Keller, Schmaltz, Juuso Välimäki, 2 points, 2 assists. Sean Durzi, 1 goal, 1 assist. And then Carcone, Bukestad, Zucker. So really, really successful night. You really like to see when your points are spread out in your lineup, because it just shows that things are clicking, and getting your defense involved as well. And not like that doesn't tell the whole story, because I felt like Matt Dumba had another really good night tonight.
Great game tonight.
Again, physical. He had a few good looks as well later in the game. So there's a lot that can't even be told just by looking at the stats.
He drew 2 penalties, I think.
Yeah.
Face-offs, like we said, face-offs are better. There were so many things tonight, but I thought the D played well as a core. They anytime you give up 2, the D core and the goaltending, it's a great night. And you want to always be under 3. You kind of always say that the adage in the league is it's a race to 3, and they didn't let him get to 3. So it was great. I thought overall everything was. I mean, it's almost like the reverse of last night, the other night against the Islanders. It's like there's too many good things. Where it's like there's too many bad things last night. So it's like, well, what do we talk about? We can keep harping on the same thing. I know. But Yotes win. It's great.
Yeah. Hey, the D-backs said the vibes. They said the vibes earlier. The vibes are high, and it's a good night for Valley Sports. I have no idea what's happening in the Suns game, but you know what? It frankly doesn't matter, because it's a preseason game. So if they lose,
it's preseason.
As PD would say, HK. We have a $5 super chat from our friend Altex, who was actually in the game in St. Louis, and said, besides watching a great win 2 rows behind the Yotes bench, I got a stick and puck from Alex Kerfoot. He looked at me a bunch during warm-ups too. Altex, you love to see it. I think Altex, correct me if I'm wrong, that Kerfoot is your favorite player of the year. So one thing you should know about Altex is last year his favorite player was Zach Kassian.
Oh, wow.
And he has a Kassian jersey, and he has a Bukestad jersey, and I think he has a Kerfoot jersey. So Altex really likes to just like pick a player, not the Kellers, not the Cooleys, but he likes the depth players. So
hopefully Kerfoot stays around, because if then Kerfoot's gone, that's like the Altex curse.
The Altex curse. Well,
the Altex curse will start that one
Altex,
too.
I know you're going to be here on Saturday, so excited to see you at our Legal Pete's meetup. Which
Shane, go to sleep. Jeez.
Which. Speaking of our Legal Pete's meetup,
chill.
It's happening this Saturday before the Coyotes home opener. Legal Pete's on Mill, 11 a.m. Join us. Have you been to Legal Pete's, by the way, on Mill Ave?
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, you have?
Oh, yeah. I took my shady raid.
Yeah, you put it on.
I went to Legal Pete's and we crushed.
Yeah, we crushed.
A lot of food. It's great.
It's so good. Yeah, great food. Queso, amazing. The bowls, the burritos, the tacos, whatever it is, we'll see you there. And the margaritas, underrated. Craig had a margarita in Tucson at a Legal Pete's, just saying. But we have an official meetup this Saturday, 11 to 12, and the first 20 diehards get free food and drink. So make sure you get there early, right at open. We're looking forward to seeing everybody there. Absolutely can't wait. And if you've never been to Legal Pete's, now's the time. You get to experience it, because it's your go-to spot for everything, and a great pregame meetup spot because it's right on Mill, super close to Mullet. So you can stop by for happy hour as well, which is 3 to 8 p.m. every day. You can go after the Yotes game for happy hour. Legal Pete's, it's the go-to spot for burritos, buddies, and beer for 28 years.
Yeah, take an Uber there, because you'll be hammered.
Yeah, the margaritas,
if you start and finish there, you will be.
They're
hammered.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
Like, you can't.
The margaritas.
Ubers, please. Yeah. Ubers.
Yeah.
Drive safely.
Enjoy responsibly. Absolutely.
Yes, thank you.
But we talked.
Showing around.
We talked about Schmaltz and Keller having success. I think we kind of both suspected a win. I think we both on Tuesday predicted a win. I don't think we predicted it by this wide a margin, which is great. We could have made ourselves some money on the BetMGM app. Well, not you. You don't bet, but I could have. I didn't put my money where my mouth was, but I know there were some people in our Discord who did. Retired. So check out BetMGM. If you haven't already, you can make yourself some money. Bet on the Coyotes, their home opener on Saturday. You can bet on the D-backs. You can bet on football. Whatever you want to bet on, you can do so over at BetMGM. And if you haven't signed up yet, great promo going on right now. Use the bonus code PHNX when you sign up. Place your first BetMGM Sportsbook wager through BetMGM Sportsbook mobile application of at least $10, and you'll receive $200 instantly in additional winnings regardless of your wager's outcome. So you can check out the show notes for full details. And now you can listen to Shane talk about the disclaimer.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Nevada, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus to wager. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help Michigan. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. U.S. promotional offers not available in D.C., New York, or Ontario.
I would have a bet if I was a betting man for this Anaheim game coming up.
This is good. Tell the people.
This is
a betting crowd.
This is a perfect spot, and I'm going to say this once, for a Lawson Krause anytime goal.
Ooh.
Just telling you now, he plays very well against the Ducks. I remember that. A Lawson Krause anytime goal.
Okay.
Is very much in the cards.
I like it.
So if you see that, if that line's nice, maybe it'd be a nice juicy plus 300, plus 325. Who knows?
For a non-betting man.
For a non-betting man, I seem to know the lines. I'm originally from Vegas,
It's all good. You got to, in this sports landscape, you got to pay attention to stuff like that.
But you have to, right? The fans, everybody does it now, and it's kind of the
fun.
end thing, and it's the end thing. Like Shady Rays are the end thing.
Do you think players
for all your shade needs, go to ShadyRays.com.
Do you think players look at their odds? They're like, oh man, I'm plus 200 to score tonight.
No, I feel like you'd look. Guys more looked like the game line. Like if you're like, plus 350 to win, you're like, oh, we might take a beating tonight here, boys. But you can kind of tell. But no, like the anytime goal stuff, that's like the prop betting stuff is what somebody told me. So that's like where you go. We have fun here.
Yes, we do. I'm pretty sure we went over all of the things we wanted to talk about, but was there anything that I left off that we didn't get to talk about? We talked about the point production, the depth, the line shuffles, Keller, Schmaltz, Carcone, Connor Ingram, Logan Cooley, Matias Maccelli. I feel like
they covered
a lot of ground.
Yeah, they
here.
played with the lead tonight too, which is a great thing. I think they had the lead for most of the game, and they just kept at it. They kept to their game. They kind of didn't get outside themselves. A couple turnovers, but overall, you like to see that because you have to play with the lead sometimes, obviously. And it's nice to see that they were calm, cool, collected. They didn't let it get close. They got that sixth goal as well in the power play when, it's later in the game. You get a power play. Sometimes guys 5-2, they'll start, making the sauce passes. They'll get a little bit outside themselves. You might give up a scoring chance, but they had a great face-off win. Logan Cooley. Durzi walks in from the point down Broadway, and Baird Hayton in front of the net, standing right in front of the net. Doesn't get an assist. You wish you could give him one.
Yeah.
Because that's just a horrible spot to be in when you're staring at a D-man.
But the play doesn't happen without him.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
You're staring at a D-man who you don't trust at all to not hit you in the teeth. And he scores and you don't get rewarded. But, I thought that was a great play late in the game that just shows like a little bit of maturity on this team. And I think they should embrace that moving forward.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Great bounce back. Great to see them implement takeaways from the last couple of games. So let's take a look at the upcoming schedule just to remind ourselves what's ahead. So it's 10:41 p.m. in St. Louis right now. They're headed to the airport. They're getting on a plane. How long is that flight? Like 3 hours? 2 and a half?
Yeah, probably 3.
So what time do you think they'll get home tonight?
They're going to gain some hours. But they'll gain, an hour or two? They'll probably
2
be
hours.
back around, what time is it now? Maybe back around 10, 11?
Oh, but then you're not going to get in bed until after midnight.
They probably left to go to the airport. It's close to the airport there in St. Louis, but you still got to wait 30 minutes. Yeah, you might be back 11:30. And you got to drive back to your house.
Get home, get ready for bed.
But tomorrow, I'm assuming tomorrow will be another day off. If I'm the coach, no, they're probably going to skate because the 1 p.m. game, they won't.
Well, that's what's brutal about this turnaround.
Well, most coaches don't like not having a morning skate, so they'll skate the guys tomorrow for 10 minutes. But, if it was me, I think early in the season you have to do it. Young team, you'll just bring them out for 10, 15 minutes, maybe do some power play.
Yeah.
And then do kind of what you do in a morning skate and then get them off the ice as quick as possible. Get the hell out of there. Go get some food and get ready for a 1 p.m. start time.
1 p.m. start.
Clock.
I will say, it's going to be a tough turnaround, but getting up and getting excited, I think, for the home opener, is always, Do you feel extra juice when it's the home opener?
Oh, it's for sure going to be extra juice. It's just always tough when you're a week and a half, you're in that different time zone, and then you have a quick turnaround for a game. That first game's always tough. So I think that negative side of it, but also it being the home opener will kind of negate it. So I think it'll be. Listen, I think they're playing a young, exciting team in the Ducks. Did the Ducks win tonight?
I can find out.
Yeah. They play they play a little high pressure. They're high octane, a little bit like the Coyotes are right now. They're trying to score a lot of goals, and they got good goaltending.
They're down 2-1 at the end of the second.
Okay. I think it's going to be a great game, though. And I think the boys are going to come out. I mean, the Mullet Magic. Starts again.
Let's see if it's back.
Wow. We'll see, because they were hot as a pistol last year.
Unreal. Ridiculous at home, especially versus on the road.
Yeah, we need the fans in there.
Yeah.
Cheering, screaming, yelling, drinking.
It's gonna be
at Illegal Pete's.
Yeah, Legal Pete's, and then to the game.
Roll over.
I know there's a lot of season ticket holders here, and a lot of people have tickets to that game. It's going to be a ton of fun, and especially against Anaheim. They played them a ton in the preseason, beat them a few times. So, it's going to be a good one. And then, next week, it kind of comes down to this week was 4 games this week. Then next week, you just have 2. So you kind of catch your breath a little away at LA and then home against LA. So kind of a home and home situation, just a couple days apart. But LA, it's not going to be an easy game by any means. They're probably a playoff team, but we've seen what this team can do so far, and it's so refreshing to watch a team that
exciting.
It's just exciting, and there's things to be happy about. Exactly.
It was exciting Yotes team.
Yeah, when you stepped on the ice, oh my God, it's
summer 55.
Oh boy.
No, but they're going to need that veteran leadership, and they're going to learn. It's going to be. We were kind of talking about Logan and this young team, and just getting through milestones. Your first game, your first preseason game, your first back-to-back game, your first road trip. This is going to be a first game landing and playing right away at home. So they're going to lean on that veteran leadership. And so be careful with those shades. It's hard to talk, and then you can see these things. And I'm like, listen,
here's what happens.
Vitamin D from your eyes is very good, but shady rays blocks out these bright lights of the camera, and they also serve as blue blockers. So,
but here's what happens, JD. You see a comment, so then you stop your thought and you mumble read it. But it's there's people listening on audio.
I know.
So if you want to stop and read a comment, go for it. But you gotta read it.
I gotta fucking read this.
Yeah, read
Joshua Longoria from, I'm assuming, Buckeye with that suit and that thing. You get most of the vitamin D from your eyes, so be careful with those shades.
Why'd you have to go after him? What did he do to you?
No, Joshua's great.
You're but John,
I love Joshua.
You assume he's from Buckeye.
Buckeye's a term of endearment.
Okay.
What do you have against Buckeyes? The question I want to know.
We clearly had some internal bias.
Whoever smelt it dealt it.
Jacob and I have the same reaction. If you're from Buckeye, I'm so sorry. Oh my God.
We love Buckeye. I drive through it every time when I'm going to Palm Springs.
We love all of the Arizona fans everywhere. Shady Rays is going to need to announce a special Jason Demers lot. You should do a collab with Shady Rays.
I mean, Shady Rays, reach out. This is the collab that the people need.
Oh boy.
Oh jeez, Caleb. We can't read that
no,
comment.
You don't have to read it.
Delete that comment.
No, don't delete it. We love Caleb.
A Buckeye is an Ohioan, sir.
Yeah.
And we have some things to say about Ohio.
Speaking of Ohio, Shane earlier said, JD, do you think Volk has a chance against Makachev this weekend? I don't know.
It's always a UFC.
Yeah, it's always a UFC thing.
For Shane, yeah, it's always tough on short notice. I mean, Volk's an athlete, ex-rugby guy. He's able to do it. I think he does have a chance because I do think that first fight was so closely matched. But, I mean, Abu Dhabi, people think he won. I watched that fight back 2 or 3 times. He didn't win that fight. It was a good decision going to Makachev. I'm hoping he's a little bit more busy because now that he knows Makachev can't keep him on the ground. So I think he's a little bit more busy. Maybe throw some knees when he goes for those takedowns. Maybe a knee up the middle. That's all she wrote. Take him. Usman's a sleeper pick. B said Usman is a sleeper pick. No chance. Calms out the wolf.
There's your little UFC segment by JD. Ash said, of all the cities in AZ, Buckeye is definitely one of them. True, but
it's better than Jerome.
Like all cities in Arizona.
Jerome's cool.
I know, it's cool. I'm just trying to help out the people of Buckeye.
Now we're disparaging Jerome.
Now we're
trying to call you on your shit, okay?
By the end, we're going to...
You know what all Arizona cities have in common? They all have Circle Ks. Because Circle Ks are all over Arizona. They're all over the U.S. They're consistent everywhere. And that's what I love about Circle K, because you know what you're getting. When you go inside, they have their Circle K branded snacks, which if you haven't tried are phenomenal. And if you join their inner circle, you'll save 25 cents per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups, which that's consistent as well, no matter which Circle K you go to. So you can join the inner circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. I've been sipping on a pumpkin porter this whole show. I'm really happy because I snagged the last one in the fridge. JD's drinking out of his Four Peaks glass.
Supporting Four Peaks.
Green tea.
By the way, hell of a segue by you before that Circle K. That was unbelievable. Continue. Sorry, keep going with the pumpkin porter.
I do appreciate it.
Four Peaks.
Pumpkin porter, it's especially in October, it hits different. It's so good. If you haven't tried pumpkin porter, stop by the 8th Street Pub if you've never been, or you can buy a pumpkin porter wherever you buy your beer. You can visit fourpeaks.com/locator to find all your favorite brewery tours and events. Stein Holding, Oktoberfest, and Haunted Brewery Tours are right around the corner. I actually got an email today that they added a ton more dates and times for Haunted Brewery Tours. Are you a haunted house guy?
My wife is, and I would need to go with some people to do it because I don't know if I would.
It's pretty good stuff. It's actually a good one.
It's really good.
I'm scared. Like I wouldn't more be scared, but I would like accidentally sucker punch somebody and get like a lawsuit.
Yeah, I've always felt that way too.
Because like I'm very jumpy. Like
I
if
don't walk
somebody were
through like the
behind-
Walking Dead experience. I'm like, dude, somebody's gonna get dead.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
Have you heard of that? Was it McCamey Ranch in Tennessee?
No.
So it's like it might be.
Is that the one where they make you sign the waiver?
Yeah. And like people
they make you, and they can like actually like kidnap you and take you to like.
Oh, I watched this video. It was like things at a. It was like at a saw.
Even Navy SEALs like have not finished this course. Nobody's ever finished it.
Well, because apparently, like if you get close to finishing it, they just like torture you, like basically torture you, and then they're like, "Well, we don't want to pay you, so like you're done." But they like there's like videos of like. Anyway, we can get into it. It's like people are like crying and their eyes taped shut, and they're like, "Oh my god!"
Well, let me tell you that the Haunted Brewery Tour is nothing like that.
Yeah,
it is good family fun.
Go to that. Go to the Haunted Brewery Tour. It's way better.
It's
than
great. You can check
McCamey Ranch.
You can check out at Four Peaks Brew or at Four Peaks Pub to keep up with the latest at Arizona's hometown brewery. Must be 21 or older to drink Four Peaks. Please drink responsibly. Let's round out the show and take a look at the punch card because the Coyotes are now 500 after 4 games played. Things you love to see, things you didn't see the last 2 seasons at all. And I would call that an absolute improvement over the last 2.
Hells yeah.
So
beautiful.
Yeah.
Look at that. 2-2.
Yeah, 2-2 coming off a East Coast road trip. Like
you win the first one, you win the last one. That's nice.
Yeah, especially winning the last one coming into home on good vibes.
You do not want to be on that plane after dropping that game because that's no fun. So it's nice. There'll be some good vibes on the plane. There'll be music. Somebody will have a Bose speaker playing some
tunes.
Yeah, some crappy young kids music right now.
The youths.
Shout out Cody though here real quick.
First time commenter, long time listener. Oh my gosh, Cody, thanks for the comment. Go Yotes. JD is a great add to the show. I agree, Cody, and thank you so much for your comment. We appreciate you being here.
They might be kicking me out because I chirped the Suns because it's a preseason game, but it's preseason. Nobody likes that's like practice. Talking about practice.
It's okay. They all feel the same.
Thank goodness because. How about them D-backs, though?
How about the D-backs wagon? You can get your We're Effing Dangerous shirt right now, too, at phnxlocker.com. If you haven't gotten that, check that out. You can order that at the same time you order your Logan Cooley shirt. So grab this, support the D-backs in the playoffs. And if you haven't watched the PHNX D-backs postgame show, go back and do that as well. So it's good vibes. Good vibes here in the Valley. Good vibes for the Coyotes. And we're looking forward to the home opener on Saturday. And before the home opener even, we're looking forward to tomorrow because tomorrow, Friday, at 11:30 a.m., Coyotes president and CEO Javier Gutierrez is joining us live in studio, and he's answering your questions. We're going to do town hall style. We have some questions for him. I'm taking questions right now in the Discord. So if you missed my message earlier, it's pinned in Discord. Reply. Discord members get first dibs on questions asked. We won't ask all of them. We'll choose from there, and then we'll open it up to the live chat as well. So if you're unable to get a question in beforehand and you want to just show up to the live show, we'll start questions in the chat. So really looking forward to having Javier and going to ask him about the TV stuff. I know there's some budding questions about that. Of course, we'll ask him about the arena and some other things. So if you have questions for Javier, come prepared tomorrow, Friday, 11:30 a.m. On the PHNX Sports YouTube channel.
Why didn't you re-sign JD 2 years ago? That's a good question.
I don't think that's his purview. That's a Bill Armstrong question.
They're all in the same boat.
Okay.
We love them. Go Yotes.
Yeah, go Yotes. JD, any final thoughts before we head out tonight?
I know, like I'm
this has
getting
been great having
I don't
you this
want to
week.
leave the mic.
So
it's
fun.
been great.
It's been awesome.
I mean, she's unbelievable.
Oh, thank you.
Like made me so comfortable. It's second, third time we've done this, and she's a great teacher.
Appreciate it.
Petey's okay.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's a great guy when he's sleeping. But no, everybody's been great here. It's awesome. I feel like this is where I want to watch all the games.
You can come hang out
dope,
anytime.
Yeah. If I wasn't working though, I'd be dangerous out there on those couches. Yeah.
Oh boy.
No, how are those questions? What do we got? Questions here? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, if anyone has a quick question for JD before we wrap up, but
there's a lot of them I was looking at. A couple of off the rails ones.
Off the rails. Okay.
Caleb Breezy needs
Caleb.
He needs Jesus.
Over under 2 for how many pumpkin porters Leah has had. This is my first and only, Christopher. I promise.
This
is the last one in the fridge.
Like that would
Well, it's because it's so tasty.
She pounded that. It is
good.
great.
Here you go. How do you feel about Tolleson?
Tolleson. We were going to talk about cities in Arizona.
Yeah, I mean they got paved roads. And they got a Circle K, because Circle K for all years.
But it's funny. Leah goes to every city, but actually, Jerome probably does not have a Circle K. That's the type of town that wouldn't have.
Yeah.
No, they're
but somewhere along the highway on the way.
Yeah. What did I hear?
What's your favorite color of Starburst?
I don't touch Starburst.
Okay.
We don't have
a Starburst sponsor.
But you know what sponsor we do have?
Shady Rays, baby.
Shady Rays. Because that's where life begins and ends. Behind the glasses. Shady Rays.
Oh my God.
Get them at your local hardware store.
No. ShadyRays.com.
ShadyRays.com and at Circle K.
No, not
Specific
at Circle
K. Throw them all together.
Okay. Aldic said, JD, are you aware the Fanatics website still is selling Coyotes jerseys with your name on them?
Well, they should be. I'm a Coyotes legend.
I'm shocked Altex doesn't have a Jason Demers jersey.
I know. That's kind of blasphemous.
Yeah.
Coyotes legend here.
Are you still in playing shape?
Oh. Always playing
He plays
shape.
beer league.
Always. I'm still playing beer league. Still waiting for a call. It's not coming. But yeah, it's all good.
Now we're getting asked about all the cities. Oh, boy. You mentioned not liking to play against Zucker. Can you elaborate?
Oh, just, back when you're playing against guys, there's some guys that, I'd sometimes call them deal cutters, where they're kind of like buddy with you at the face off. Mm-hmm. But then when you turn around, they'll hit you or take a shot at you, which, I do that sometimes, and I love when guys do it, but he just always would do it, and it would just annoy me. And you try to run him, and he's a very shifty guy, and he's a great player. So, you always hate the guys that you actually secretly are very fond of as players. So I do really like him. So I finished it. So if you watch this, Zook, I like you, but I hate you.
Yeah, well, I feel like that's a good player. Like when you
hate him on the ice, but you're like,
them,
what he does is good. So it's like that's why he's. And then hearing, I always like to hear from guys. Is he a good person and like good around the room? And I heard he's great. So for me, it's like you got a fan in me. Jeez, there's a lot of questions.
Okay, you open this door.
Let's just rapid fire.
Okay, rapid fire. We don't need an explanation. Favorite Canadian city.
Montreal.
Okay, how do you feel about Max Zuber wearing 55?
Don't know who the hell Max Zuber is.
He's like a young defensive prospect playing in Tucson right now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's really
good. Did they spell that right?
Zuber?
Yeah, with the S?
Yeah, he's from...
he's
German.
As Craig would say.
Zuba.
Yeah. He's playing with... on the Tucson Roadrunners with my prospect of the year, Michael Kesselring. Shout out to Kesselring.
Oh yeah, you love Kess.
Yep.
Well, Alltech said he's going to get a jersey with your name on it soon.
Beautiful. Thank you. I'm already gone. So 2 for 2 people that are gone. I'm just teasing. I love you, Alltechs.
If you were not a defenseman, what position would you have
tried
done?
in your hockey? I started as a winger, and they said I was too slow, so go back to D. And with all those kids, and I didn't. It worked out. So, but winger was probably what I would try if I went back again. I'd stick with that because I kind of know how to work the walls and get the puck out of the zone.
Did you play with the PP?
I did. I played with the PP, and I drove hard.
No, okay. Who was your least favorite goalie to face?
Least favorite goalie? I mean, goalie's weird because I didn't really score in a ton of them. Least goalie fit. Robin Leonard probably I didn't like. Yeah, just he looked mean out there, and he did have he just looked mean, and he just looked angry. So I just kind of
what happened to rapid fire?
And he always stopped us. Oh, sorry, continue.
Get the assignment.
Continue. Oh, so I gotta say quick, Robin Leonard.
You're giving other people time to get.
I'm trying not to live. Oh yeah,
right,
well, the D-backs go on for an hour and a half. We can't run a little long here.
You guys are an hour and 1.
Perfect. Let's keep
favorite
going.
player growing up.
Nicholas Lidstrom.
Should Dumba have returned to 55?
No, I like that number for him. Don't touch my number. That's mine.
Favorite horror movie?
Amityville Horror.
Okay. Is that it? Okay.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah,
so
we made it through. See what happens when we do
see, that wasn't
rapid fire?
even. So now we're done.
Yeah, no.
And now we're at minute 2 done. So you got mad at us, and then it took 10 seconds. You got somewhere to be?
How much? I mean,
Quick, I
got a 9-month-old kid at home, so
you get a hot date. Yeah. Congratulations, Mazel, though. That's beautiful.
Yeah, she's
life.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's great. Okay, well, this has been super fun. Don't worry. What flex is your sick?
90. It was 95 when I started. Finished with 100. Or actually started 100, went to 95. I went older. I needed a little bit more flex.
Flex like Flex from Jersey, who you can catch on the PHNX Suns postgame show
every time.
Right after this. Stick around on the PHNX Sports YouTube channel. Hit the like button on this video. Give a thumbs up for JD for being a great guest host this week, and he will be back this season. So do not fret. It's been a lot of fun having you here. Really appreciate you coming in. This has been awesome.
I got a little.
I got a little left too.
I got a little green tea left.
Cheers.
That was great.
You guys can go as long as you want. I don't care.
Oh, now we.
Now he says we can go. I'm just kidding. Yeah. No, we'll wrap.
The wife texts you, be like, "Oh, baby's sick. You got to get home now." You're like, "No, actually."
She actually is sick.
She's like, "Take as long as you want. I'll stay here all night."
Oh boy! All right. Well, this has been great.
I got Hadley, President Ohio. Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. Oh, worst NHL city you never liked to go to.
Worst NHL city that I hated. Islanders, because if you weren't actually in New York City.
Yeah, you're like, what's the point?
That island, that hotel next to the Nassau, because I played at Nassau before, was horrible. Was horrendous. Was one of the bad ones. And then Winnipeg as well. In the wintertime. Summer, it's beautiful, but so is it everywhere.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, everybody, thanks so much. Be sure to be here at 11:30 a.m. tomorrow for Javier Gutierrez. Come prepared with your questions. Hit the notification bell so you never miss when we go live. And you can also listen wherever you get your podcasts. Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. And be sure to leave us a review. But you can follow all of us on Twitter. Craig is at Craig S. Morgan. You can follow Petey at Espiritus Hockey. Follow me at Leah Merrill. Follow JD at Jason Demers 5. You can follow Jacob at Jacob_Franklin 4. Follow the show.
Well, that don't matter.
Jacoby. Jacoby.
Why would you say that?
Follow Jacoby. And what is it?
Jacob_Franklin 4.
Can you follow me? Because I won't remember that. And then I'm going to give you a follow.
You're going to follow me back?
Follow for follow.
There we go.
Hey, kid, come on now.
How fun.
Let's go.
Oh, my goodness.
So it is true that players.
Of course, follow the show at PHNX_Coyotes. This has been a lot of fun, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow live with Javier Gutierrez, Saturday at the Out of the Darkness Walk and in the morning, at Illegal Pete's at 11, at the home opener at 1, and on our post-game show after that. It's going to be a busy day, a busy weekend. Enjoy the rest of your night, everybody, and we will see you all tomorrow.
We all silly like the mayor.